call it SoCal. Now that is gnarly. More like nasty. Grab a glove, grab a bat. These are the best softball players in the United States. The 1-2. Change up. She stayed back on the line. That will do it with the flip. And it's a national championship. It's the PGF Softball 18U Platinum National Championship. Batbusters Gomes against Salinas Storm. Honored to be here at Deanna Manning Stadium in Irvine, California. Bill Barber Park, our annual gathering of the best softball players really in the world. This is the PGF World Championship, the 18U Platinum Division. Olympian and All-American at UCLA, Amanda Freed. My name is Darren Sutton. Welcome back to the ballpark. This journey for both of these teams fought late in the last night. Both these teams, though, at this division playing for so much because you win here, you are in the highest level, the Premier Division next year.
There's a lot riding on this game, and not only have these teams been here all week long battling it out on the field, they're here playing the best softball around. They've brought their A game, and both of these teams really are firing on all cylinders. It's going to be an exciting game.
We're excited about it. We're going to give you the starting lineups. Both of these teams certainly have past experience at the highest of levels. Megan Massa for the OC Batbusters is at the very top, and obviously for the Batbusters, a team that has a base here in Orange County. But this team, this squad actually out of Stockton, California. Coach Gomes and Coach Clark. Coach Clark couldn't even be here today. We'll explain more about that as we go through the starting lineup. Defensively, and obviously defense such a big part of it with Brittany Rossi anchoring things in the middle, Belness and Ito in the middle. Kaylee Bush is behind the plate, and Megan King out of Salinas High School is in the circle, number 42 on that jersey. King has been to 4 PGF national tournaments and has had the opportunity to move her squad and her team in the top 10 all 4 years. Tell us a little bit more about Megan.
Well, she's got a lot of experience out there in the circle, very good control of all of her pitches. She does a good job of attacking the zone. She's got a no-fear kind of an attitude out there, which is what you want in this championship kind of a situation. She'll throw the ball in the low 60s, so she's got some speed and just looking to keep these Batbuster hitters off balance.
We talked about the Salinas Storm. Curtis Heen able to be a part of the squad, and obviously the leadership that goes on with the Salinas Storm team. They victorious 11-5 last night, and I was in error in the way I described it. They came out of a loss early yesterday. The Wasco Diamonds beat them 3-2, then they bounced right back, beating Wasco 11-5. We're excited to be here. Glad to have all of you with us as Brittany Rossi in the left side of the batter's box out of San Benito High School leads things off. It's been a good tournament, as you can see, an on-base machine at the top of the order. Megan Massa. And that one sails high up and out of there as we reset with the Storm, the home team, the Batbusters out of Stockton, California. Massa out of Rodriguez High School in Fairfield, California. A change of pace, turning that one over a little bit. 2 balls to 1 strike to count. Good 2-0 pitch.
Yeah, Massa got her toes way up on that line. She's crowding the plate. Not a big athlete, so you would assume she's going to put something small in the infield. The corners are playing her in, but she stood in there, taking a nice little hack.
Slap hitter uses the entire diamond when she works. Something soft, misses away. 3-1 to count to Megan Massa. Just a crazy busy week for these athletes. It starts with a wonderful opening ceremony. The energy, the Olympians, including yourself, that come around and offer advice for these talented players. As that changeup dives down and away. Pretty good start for the patient Massa. Emily Trask now. Of Livermore High School. Played in PGF qualifiers in the past. Just a tick under 300 in this tournament. And the runner on first as we watch Megan King go to work. Got the outside corner with that one. Good pitch. I'm telling you about King. Salinas High School. Outstanding in the classroom. Really, really good student. Doesn't have a place to play college softball yet, so events like this mean so much.
You're right, and that's exactly the situation you want to be in academically as well. You open your options up tremendously when you have your GPA way up there like she does. And now obviously playing live for all to see on this kind of a stage.
On the corner, there is an extended corner. We know right away. Down goes Krask. Be ready with a bat in your hands. There's rewards for being around the corner like this.
Yeah, hoveringly, she's got really good control over her pitches. We talked about that. She just inched that ball right off the plate. This is a sacrifice situation, just trying to move the runner over 60 feet. That's a big out.
Scoreless contest, top of the first inning. 1-0 the count as that one misses high to Alyssa Ramirez. Graduated from Livermore High School. She's headed to Dominican University in California, where nursing is on her mind. Very proud of the nursing program. They're excited to play softball. Screwball. Tried to get the outside corner. Late advance on a stolen base. Then it ticks away. Into center field it goes. Runner in scoring position. So the strikeout before, the failure to advance is made right back up. The aggressive Massa. Ito couldn't hold on to it at second base.
Ito tried to make a pretty quick tag and just wasn't able to secure the ball. She gets over there, and that's... Yeah, it's Gramine, actually. Crosses over and just tips off her glove into right field.
Wide open stance, using the entire batter's box for Alyssa Ramirez. Change up, didn't bite. Nice job behind home plate by Keely Bush.
Nice job protecting. Now, with that runner on third base, only one out, it opens up the opportunity for a sacrifice fly situation.
Couple of runners on base, a couple of walks in the inning. So while King has shown Crafty a good stuff, it's command that has evaded her to start things. Been a pitcher for many years, and right out of the way, it's conversation time. Walk us into the circle. Obviously, you've been at different positions in your life. Nerves here, maybe?
Oh, I'm sure a lot
Fatigue?
of it is nerves. Yeah, well, I don't know so much fatigue, but I think more nerves than anything. You know, you've got an early ball game, so you like to think you get yourself up, get prepared, because, hello, this is your last game of the tournament. But I think the obvious is nerves a little bit right now. You're playing against a team who really can swing the bat well, so now it's a situation in the circle. You just have to trust your spins and just let the game develop, but you have to give your team opportunities to make outs, and that means keeping runners off base via the walk. Force them to put the ball in play.
Coach Todd Clark unable to be here. Coach Gomes, you saw in the shot there a moment ago. That one misses high and away. I believe that was actually Dave Waltman. Todd Clark, the head coach of the Batbusters squad. Obviously, a lot of these coaches, it's a labor of love, and that's it. I mean, it's work you put in. So the head coach, Todd Clark, had to go back to work in Stockton.
He could not get today off, which he was heartbroken about.
Little double steal trying to swipe a run. They've just done it. The ball trickles loose, a collision. And into the dugout it goes. Runner gets all the way around, a pair of bases to third, and aggression pays off. The true key is they've done this without a base hit.
Yeah, a couple of steals and then a couple of miscues on the defense has allowed these base runners to move ahead a couple of extra bases. That scores a run, and then the ball trickles into the dugout and allows for the extra base. Now Ramirez standing up on third.
Missy Nunes, the hitter. Oregon State commit. High sky should be deep enough for that second run. Center fielder Rossi fires it on a couple of hops to the plate. Around the tag, making the effort in there, safe. Another run scores, 2-0. Batbusters out of Stockton on top. No message sent to start this game. This Batbusters team.
Yeah, and really aggressive on the base pass. That was a really strong throw by Rossi out in center field. If it had been a little more on target, she would have had her out.
Ziara Diaz. Bases empty, 2 outs. 1-0 the count. You're right, this is a very good throw.
Now you try and guess the strength of the arms in the outfield, gets around it really well, and then she pulls down so hard, just slightly up the line, but you have to imagine if that ball was on target on the plate, would have been a very close play, and I think she would have had her.
The numbers for Diaz, very, very great speed. Zones up away, likes to hit the ball the other way. They have her played defensively straight up. Disinterested in that one. 3-0 the count on Diaz. Alex is dad, Tootie is mom. She's got an 18-year-old brother, Gio. Right down the middle, 3-1. Good athlete, too, good all-around athlete. We told you she could run. She runs track in high school. Heritage High School. This Batbusters team, they were the ones without a flaw on their win-loss record. Backed off on that one. Really solid pitch on 3-1. Without a hit in the inning. Well, suddenly that outside corner disappeared. 3 walks in the inning.
You know, and against a pitcher who typically has very good command of the zone, that pitch wasn't off the plate by much.
Alyssa Waltman, more aggression on the base pads and a runner in the scoring position. It's a third stolen base in the inning for this team. There have been a couple of miscues on the infield as well. We told you about the speed for Diaz. 1-0 the count, Waltman. Alyssa, a graduate, Los Banos High School. Got the corner that time. Spun that one a bit. A curveball gets the outside. Always has had a bat in her hands and a softball or a baseball around her house. As that one misses high. Dad played, mom played softball, brother played baseball. Dad is David, mom is Sheila. She said her brother was a big influence on her as well. The interesting thing about the two sports, when you have a brother or a father that play the baseball side of things, usually evolving into a slower pitch softball, you can still take tons of batting practice with your brother.
Oh, yeah.
Setting up a tee and doing tee work, you can hit anything off a tee. A chopper to the right side, more challenges for the infield that had a tough one this time, though. The play is made by Alyssa Ito. Well, the Batbusters are ready, aren't they, folks? Arrived on the scene, and they strike early and often. They lead it by a score of 2-0. The Salinas Storm may have something to say. The PGF 18U Platinum Championship. 2-0 is the score. The Batbusters on top out of Stockton, California. Head to the coast. That's where Salinas is in the Central Coast. Let's take a look at the starting lineup with the dangerous Brittany Rossi up top, who's committed to the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Ramos is next. Cal Poly commit, and a very solid lineup. Omane, we saw her at short. Starks, Torculas, Kaiser, Bush, Belnas, and Ito. In the circle, another number 42, Janessa Jasso, who has experience at this level. A solid right arm, and she fires strike one.
Janessa was here last year. She was with the Gray Bets in this championship game in the 14U division. She works ahead well. She's got great spins and mix of speeds. So not a power pitcher, but definitely has the ability to move planes and pull something off that fast pitch. There's her line for the tournament. 17 strikeouts, so.
Right away, we see Melissa Nunes is going to be her friend, stealing strikes, doing a nice job going to get that pitch before it drifts too far outside. Yeah, there's 17 strikeouts in 13 innings, but Rossi, as you see the numbers, has had a big impact offensively. Brittany out of San Benito High School. Right in the middle is where the speed is, obviously. Nunes, we've seen her work. Emily Trask is in center field. And we saw the speed in play on the base paths in the first inning, so they're very proud of the ground they can cover, this Batbusters defense. On the outside corner, screwball with some life on it. My goodness, Amanda.
Yeah, that pitch just ran right off the plate and away from Rossi's bat. It's tough for a left-handed hitter to stay in on that pitch. Look at the movement. She gets inside really well. It just tails away. Tries to hold up on the swing, but I don't think it would have mattered. Same pitch right there.
Noela Ramos. She's got 10 hits in this tournament. She's got 3 walks as well. Big, big numbers. Been on base 12 times. Make it 13. So dangerous. And with regard to making contact, only a pair of strikeouts this entire tournament for a perfect number 2 hitter out of Irvington High School. Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Not many prettier campuses than that one. That's where she's going to play, and a great academic challenge as well for her. Jasso, elevation with that pitch. Well, you're right, you summed it up perfectly. There just really isn't anything she can't do. Iowa State University, she's a verbal commit, talking about Jasso. Try to go back out there. Why not extend it if you can?
You know, stay out there. If you're going to get him to fish for it, stay on that corner. But Ramos very disciplined. You could see her pep in the box. She's in it.
Nope, not interested in the rise ball there. As a matter of fact, saw about the effort there, stepping closer to the plate, trying to shrink that strike zone.
That's a smart hitter just up in that number 2 spot, taking notice from your leadoff hitter and where that ball tends to go.
Managed to bait her that time, though. Took the one before, and that's where I think as a hitter, you maybe are one step ahead in your mind, and she outthinks you. All right, I saw a rise ball. Next one, probably a screwball. Nope, back-to-back pitches.
Yep.
They call that doubling up. That's a pitcher's best friend if you have the courage to do it. Lifted, left field. Put away out there by Massa. To finish the thought, I think the key on that pitch is you throw a rise ball there 3-1, you are confident that they will offer at 3-1. That's a gutsy pitch.
It is a gutsy pitch. You're trying to throw it through the zone. You're trying to make it look good enough to get a swing, which she did, even though if it had been taken, it would have been out of the zone. But there's a nice placement on a screwball just above the waist, so she's able to get under the barrel, or over the barrel, I should say.
Popped up our way. Yeah, the rise ball was on 3-1. That got her to 3-2, then the screwball that followed. And I think the pitch before that, Ramos was actually seeking the screwball. She didn't get it. Ali Gomes takes a change that dives down and in. He's a UC Davis commit. High school graduate. That got her, and that got her firm in the belt. That's the challenge with that screwball. You can miss away to lefties. You miss the same spot to a righty, you're going to get them.
Yeah, especially with the break that Jasso has on that pitch. Sometimes when you want to take a little bit of the movement off to get it in on that righty to hit that inside corner, but that is just square on the back, and that's like a 2-strike pitch to a left-handed hitter.
Ouch. Sarah Starks now. Three home runs, 3 long balls. The dangerous hitter, Sarah Starks. And that's 3 home runs, by the way, in 16 official at-bats. In on the hands, that's where that screwball is tough, but she fights it off, and it is a foul ball. Boy, it takes strength just to hit that pitch that far.
And that shows exactly the confidence that Jasso has in that screwball, knowing that a hitter has the power that Starks has and still wanting to go inside and go in multiple times on that inside corner, but just knowing that you have to put it tight in on the hands to force a miss hit like that.
Just moments, just an inch, and everything would have changed for Starks. Those big numbers, by the way, we showed you the 375 batting average. Keep in mind her on-base percentage, 583. Inside on the corner, beautiful pitch, locked her up. Look forward to this matchup today a couple of times. This is fun.
Here's this pitch, and this looks a little bit off speed for that screwball. Starks looking like she's fishing that knee out there just a little bit.
Tough to lay off of. That's the other key for all the hitters. You have to be aware in and up, and if you're a lefty, away and up.
And I think that's the challenge because the screwball and the rise ball look so similar coming out of the hand that it's hard to decipher until you've already begun your swing.
Backed off, diving play at third from the knee. What a play! Alyssa Ramirez. Jasso firing strikes, attacking the dangerous Starks. Had the trust in her defense, and Alyssa Ramirez was there. Well, you do all this work all week long for moments like this, and when you're under the spotlight, you just hope that you can shine bright. Alyssa just did. 2-0 is the score. No better feeling. Look, you did it for your whole career. You threw a lot of strikes, but the best part is to have this behind you.
Oh, the confidence in your defense, and look at how far off the line Ramirez was playing, and then she dives, backhands this ball that would have gone to the fence had it gotten past her, and makes a nice throw from the knees across the diamond. Like you mentioned, you rarely have opportunities to play live stream on television for everybody to see, and then you hope you have the chance to make a play like that, and then you execute it, which she did beautifully.
So Megan King seeks more than anything command. I think her defense might have gotten lulled into a slow start, and they're excited that it's only a 2-0 deficit as she goes back to work looking to log a couple of quick outs. The offense looked like there was some aggression against a tough pitcher in Jasso. She comes out throwing strikes. Aaliyah Swan was ready to go. Now Swan has connected in a solid manner the entire tournament, but she's in that tough spot. She's 0 for 10. She's got a couple of walks. She's hitting so many right at them right now.
Well, just based on that foul ball right there, it shows she's seen it well. She's being aggressive. She's putting good barrel on the ball.
Change of pace, into the dirt it goes. Swan, Gregory High School. This is her first ever opportunity to play in this great PGF experience. And she was saying she's just thrilled. Mom played softball and basketball. Really good athletic family. Over the outside corner, 1-2 the count to Swan. She'll play at the next level. Cal State Northridge. Back off on that one, so right back to work for King and a good solid start. Uncomfortable variety there for Swan, especially at that solid contact out of the gates.
Yeah, I got her twisting real hard on that first one and then finished her off with that off speed down and away. Nice combination.
And backing off now, changing up Cheyenne Mahey. Cheyenne, graduate, headed to Texas Women's University. He's excited to get to Texas, loves it. 1-1 the count, Mahey. It's been a great tournament. Changed up, that's been an effective pitch. Mayhe getting an opportunity to do some work, play in the field. Mayhe pitches for this squad as well, one of the key pitchers. A mile high, next to the circle, third base side, easy chance. Belness puts it away for the second out. This is what King wanted. I think that changeup has been the effect of it. Sometimes just a pitch you feel you can command changes everything.
No, absolutely. I think the first inning, a few nerves perhaps, but now really settling in and using that changeup effectively. This pitch down the heart, but Mayhe gets out in front of it, pops it up in quick work with 2 outs.
Funny thing how, as you said, a pitch that's batting practice and other occasions looks completely different if you're commanding the secondary pitches.
Oh, absolutely. You get her out in front with those off-speed pitches, and then the swing gets a little bit too quick. Get her out front, get some pop-ups.
Peyton Mott's heading into her senior year at Napa High School. Has experienced the PGF Challenge at a qualifier in Sacramento and in Portland. Dad is Troy, mom is Bonnie. That was a college quarterback. Small college in Nebraska. Change up on 2-0. Hitters count, pitchers pitch. The alleys are her friend. Not necessarily a power hitter. Says when she's right, it's right center, it's left center. 3-1 the count. Peyton looking to reach base for the first time in this tournament. It's an interesting team. When you look at their numbers and you see how they fought their way here, this Batbusters team, they hit 222 as a team. When they got on, they ran 13 stolen bases. We've already seen that.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of every opportunity. Get a base on balls, steal second base, induce an error.
Inside, here you go. So Mott reaches for the first time. That's got to feel good. She does not have a stolen base. We get back to the top of the order. Megan Massa, who is running like crazy in the first inning. Nope, rise ball misses high. 1-0 the count to Megan. She loved watching Caitlin Lowe play. So that's her inspiration. That's why she plays the sport, talking about Massa. Those moments of interaction with athletes when they come and recognize you, got to make you feel good, but more than anything, it's your opportunity to talk softball with these players. You've got to love that part of this tournament.
Oh, I love it. I love getting their perspective and giving mine. And
to the right side. That's funny, too. You can learn things from them, right?
Oh, for sure. The game has changed so much, and I just love that, to get inside their head and understand what they're thinking, because I knew what I was thinking when I was playing, but it's a whole different ball game with them.
We move to the bottom half of the second. 18U Platinum National Championship game. 2-0 is the score. The Batbusters out of Stockton, California. That's more central. The coast, Salinas. If you've ever been to beautiful Salinas, the central coast of California, Monterey County area. A traditional championship caliber logo of the Batbusters. They lead it by a score of 2-0. But if you wanted to start anywhere to get things going, you would start right here with Alexia Torculas out of Notre Dame High School, because this has been her event. Sleeves rolled up and ready to roll. She's 9 of 18. She's homered a couple of times. She's walked a pair of times. Dominated statistically.
And she could drag bunt, so you got to be aware if you're on the corners. She's got a lot of power, but she will put the short game down and run.
As you said, it's dangerous. She's going to New Mexico, by the way. Put a little elevation with this game. There might be even more power in college. Good program. Both diamond programs strong there. Both offensive powers. With that Lobo's aggression. The on-base percentage, .571 in this PGF National Championship. Slugging nearly 900. You can do the math on that as it goes right back to the screen. I'm almost grateful if I'm Jasso if you attempt out of the gates to bunt. Thank you.
Right?
I understand
you
the
just
respect.
Hope she puts it down hard right at you when you get that out, but no, absolutely.
Part of a team back in 2014 that earned 5th place here in gorgeous Southern California at the PGF National. Inside, that got her. Oh, looked like it might have gotten part of the bat. No argument. She had that arm fully protected. Shaking the wrist there, finding a way to get on again.
It's a good leadoff hitter. A lot of power, showed that bunt, but then not afraid to just stand in there and get herself on.
Lexi Kaiser, runner was on the move. Hercules heads back. Santa Teresa High School. No stolen bases for Hercules in this one. Boy, just missed squaring that one up. There is some offense in the middle of this lineup with Starks, who we saw to end the inning, Hercules, who we saw, Kaiser with power ability. A little more quiet in this tournament for Lexi, 2 of 12. She's walked once, struck out 3 times. In. That screwball betrays her. Again, 3rd time she's hit a batter. All of them right-handed hitters. What adjustment do you make at this point?
You got to keep throwing that pitch. That's a great pitch for her. You just have to adjust the movement. And, that's a pitch that can be very effective against the right-handed hitter, but you don't need as much movement as Jasso's getting on this pitch. She's just not, right now, bringing it close enough over the plate to break it to that chalk line. But even right there, Kaiser standing off the plate. Hercules was a little bit more on. She's got that elbow guard, so she's looking for that, but that one ran a little bit too far in.
Kaylee Bush pops that one up. Unable to move the runners around, so Bush out of Notre Dame High School in Salinas. And it's a quick break right away.
And a lucky break, a big first out, trying to get that sacrifice bunt down, and an easy pop-up for Mahey behind the plate.
Line drive to third. Is there a double play in the future? No. Diving back quickly, Hercules. And Belness squared that one up. Melissa Belness with the bat in her hand that time. Hit a laser beam to Ramirez.
First pitch right there, and has to hesitate to allow Waltman time to get over to second base. Awfully close play.
Alyssa Ito takes belt high on the inner half. Looking for her first hit of this tournament. She scored a run, hitless in 10 at bats. Maybe that changeup, it fluttered high. Right down the middle. There isn't a sport that Jasso hasn't played. This is, as we watch her work in the circle, a great all-around athlete. You played volleyball, you played soccer. She played volleyball and soccer. She's in the pool swimming competitively. And she also, in the past, wrestled for 3 years.
Wow.
We didn't get a call. We were talking yesterday to some of the athletes as we got to know the champions and those that were heading through from the semis. We were a big advocate of playing other sports.
I absolutely am. I just think it makes you such a well-rounded athlete. And there's nothing really you can do to match the kind of cross-training you get from playing other sports. And just the mental release. You know, softball is such a big part of all of these athletes' lives. Just being able to get rid of it and kind of take your mind somewhere else temporarily is a nice change.
Popped up left side, giving chase toward that third base dugout. It's out of play. She has a younger sister. We're still talking about Jasso has a younger sister who swims competitively. She's got a much younger brother. Baby J is what she put down as his name. She wants us to go with that. 9 years old, but he's a wrestler and an elite wrestler already. Not yet 10. High pop-up. Back of short. Just shy of that outfield grass. Swan puts that one to bed. 3 base runners thus far for the Storm. They've been unable to do anything. Jasso's good like that. Her squad leads it 2-0 through 2. 18U Platinum National Championship. What an incredible event it has been. What a great week. Gorgeous. The Anna Manning Stadium, Bill Barber Park, Irvine, California. As the crow flies, you're about 10 minutes from the beach. That's what makes this experience great. These are 2 teams out of the state of California, but further north. Yesterday, a busy day as some played late into the evening to get up early in the morning to play again. There's an interesting life lesson. We're able to tell these great stories about these players because we allow them to tell their stories. They sit down and share stories after they've won their semifinal game. Think about the life lesson that presents. Rolled foul, third base side, because I would guess when you've played so many games, Amanda, as Trask is in the hole 0-1, celebrate, be with your friends, eat, you're hungry, but then you're asked to do something like write, and write well, and communicate with us verbally, have a conversation with you for another half hour to an hour.
Yep. Yeah, it's essentially being a professional athlete.
Trask struck out looking back in the first inning. Screwball there, change in velocity with it. Keeps trying to get the call out there, doesn't get it to Trask. On the ground. They were in a couple of steps. They needed to be. Gomes, the shortstop with the play there. 6-8 ground out. One away.
And this is an inside pitch, and that's a really good job of Trask keeping her hands inside, but then you have to be quick. Gomes over there at shortstop, so quick with her hands, throws a strike over to first base.
Over the outside corner, strike 1 to Ramirez. That was a great shot of the shortstop. Gomes a moment ago taking a look at her wristband. The same grid that is on everyone's wristband. That's so the shortstop will know what pitch will be coming home. These are little things when they work together. Signs come from the dugout. All the infielders look at those signs. Look at her wristband right there. Now she'll know, maybe do I cheat to the left, cheat to the right, come in, right?
Yep, absolutely.
This to the right side, great piece of hitting. Diving play! Torkulas got that first step and just took a base hit away. That's a couple of gems in this one.
And talk about being in good position. And that's a tough play to read that ball right at you on a low line. Torkulas comes in and reads it so well and lays out to make sure she secures that. Beautiful play.
That's a favorite right there, the way she handles the bat, the way she plays defensively. That business-like approach out there, has sleeves rolled up, ready to rock and roll. What a fun play that was. Melissa Nunes, who's done a solid job behind the plate and had a quality at bat in the first inning. Runner at third, sac fly and an RBI. And it skips in there. Missy Is the name she goes by, Melissa, her birth name. Missy headed to Corvallis, Oregon, that is. Rocking shot, base hit left field. Boy, she dropped the bed head on that one. Good, strong, athletic family for Nunes. Her sister, soccer, Fresno State. She said her sister means a lot to me. Put some fresh legs out there, the Batbusters. Megan Johnson will run. John H. Pittman High School, Johnson. Basketball player as well. Speed, defense, those are her strengths. She'll tell you as much. Right now, she's out there for her speed. Ziara Diaz out of Heritage High School. Had a little fun with Ziara. We were talking yesterday. We said, now let us know about your family. And she explained about her dad, Alex, and her mom, Tootie. Her brother's going to go play college baseball, so she's hoping to find a place to play college softball. Her brother's going to play at St. Mary's. But then she took several more minutes to introduce us to her two sisters and brothers, all puppy dogs. You know when you have a dog-friendly home when you have someone that takes the time to do that.
Good job.
So Ziara, out of respect for the time that you took to share with us that it matters out of Heritage High School, she also wanted us to know that her sister Boo and her other sister Pepper, dogs, and her brother Jack, dog, they will not be playing college baseball or softball. But I bet they'll eat better when both the older children are out of the house. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. She can really run, too. Really, really run. Runner on the move, throw down, a stolen base. Down she goes. Called strike 3 on that one, negated. But the key in this inning, first step, best step. Torkulis with a diving play, a couple of gems. That's what it's all about at the PGF. Bottom of the third inning, the Batbusters out of Stockton, California. The Salinas Storm, 2-0 is the score. And enjoying the work in the circle of the talented Janessa Jasso, who is headed to Iowa State University. And Brittany Rossi will lead things off. Amanda Freed, Darren Sutton. Glad to have you with us. We've been lucky enough for more than a half-decade to be sitting in these chairs and watching these great athletes, almost all of them, go on to play somewhere, Division I, Division II, college softball, most of them Division I. Good pitch to start things over the outside corner. Brittany Rossi. Second time through the order, Amanda, for a team that looks like it has some offense in its arsenal. Tried to surprise there, but an easy chance in the circle for Jasso.
That was a really good decision to put the bunt down. It was just a little bit too hard. Had it been slightly softer, and I mean just slightly, she would have been safe. A very good effort on that. Got a good fielding pitcher in the circle with Jasso.
1-0 the count to Noela Ramos. Through ball misses outside. Goes that back leg, slightly open stance, beat her that time away. A 3 steps into foul territory. That is Alyssa Ramirez for the second out of the inning. Gomes. Change up flutters high, 1-0 the count to Allie. She was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Turned it over, inside corner, 1-1 the count. No chance to extend your hands with that pitch.
Yeah, good adjustment on that pitch by Jasso in the circle.
Slipped off the fingertips. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Got a chase on a rise ball. Again, that pitch with being down in the count, I always think it's a gutsy pitch. It's a ball for sure.
Yeah, and this isn't even close. This even has the angle on it, and you could just see in that swing that Gomes was deciding she was going to swing no matter what was coming in.
Popped up right side. Looking for another fine defensive play. Got it! Snow cone. Waltman. Very end of the glove. We have seen it. We saw Ramirez, her third baseman. Waltman at second. We saw Torkulas. These defenders are ready to roll. Hang on. 2-0 is the score. The Batbusters out of Stockton, California, the Salinas Storm. And we're telling you about the journey the Storm had to go through yesterday. Head coach Curtis Heen and his staff had to work because they came up with a perfect run into yesterday, and the Wasco Diamonds beat them 3-2. Then it was a later evening victory, 11-5. And the great city of Salinas, California. Many of you have ever visited that beautiful spot. Curtis Heen has his group playing good softball there. Busy day yesterday, Curtis. Congratulations. Thanks for joining us. Walk us through that final game yesterday. You lose 3-2. You got to go to work coaching, but your leaders had to go to work leading. Talk to us about the final game against Wasco.
Well, the girls have been playing well all week long and even all season, so not to get down after the first loss and just believe in themselves.
Introduce us to Megan. She has been fun to watch, getting comfortable after that first inning. The changeup, a big difference in the second and the third. Tell us more about the person, though, please.
Well, she's one of the smartest kids on the team with a GPA. So she has a 1450 on her SAT score, and she has the algorithms going in her head about pitching before their pitch is even called. So she's a smart pitcher in the circle. We really enjoy watching her pitch all season long.
So let's have a conversation about that, because if the mind works so fast, you sometimes have to, as her coach, help her clear the mind, right?
Correct. Correct. Absolutely. We try to slow the game down for the girls. So, and they do the best they can. So they've done great adjustments in each individual personality.
0-2 the count to Alyssa Waltman. What has this PGF experience been like as a whole for you down here in SoCal?
Oh, it's absolutely tremendous. We've been coming down here for the last couple of years, fortunate enough to be qualifying and getting down here, and PGF does a fantastic job. It's top of the line regarding softball. Absolutely.
Base hit right side, could be an out though. Just missed by a moment. Curtis, final question on a close play. I know you want to dial back in. If I were to give you a couple of sentences to describe your program, you have the floor. Describe what matters most to the Storm.
Well, it's the process of the girls and believing in the process and having an enjoyable experience throughout their youth before they fall into the next chapter of their life. You know, so using the softball as a tool for life.
Go to work, Coach. We know you've taken the time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I knew I'd get a laugh out of you with that one, because when your algorithms and thinking and you're really, really smart, Leah Swan, want to know the count, sometimes you have to flush the brain, right?
Yeah, sometimes you have to try and think less and just go based on, you know, your gut instincts and don't overanalyze the situation.
1 ball and 1 strike to count. Swan struck out back in the 2nd inning.
But I think what he was talking about, his team recovering from yesterday's loss and then having to come back, it's kind of the same situation in this game also. That first inning kind of came out a little bit flat, but then immediately it turned it around, getting it done in the circle. The offense looks a lot more aggressive. Still haven't put much up on the board, but you can tell there's a little bit of a switch and adjustments being made in the box.
Pinch tight in the corners. And hits it right by that drawn-in infield. Just a pretty bat path there. Didn't overswing at all. Just let her approach do the damage. Couple of runners on. Single to right, single to left.
Yeah, and take a look at where this pitch is located. Set up on the outside corner, but she is able to get enough of her barrel square on the ball and gets around it, but stays through it. Look at how she keeps her head down. Stays through that swing. And as you were talking about earlier with those wristbands and the defense anticipating, you could tell that Gomes over at shortstop anticipated up the middle, even took a step, and it beat her to the right.
Mayhe, beautiful bunt. Got her. Got her. Runners move up. Boy, I think she thought, not only have I moved the runners up, but I'm on. It's a fine play getting it out of this one.
Well, look at the sacrifice bunt. She puts it more like a sneaky bunt and wheels down the line. Ooh, that's a really close play. I think the bounce makes it a little bit more difficult to tell.
Well, credit to Belness at third to make that play.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's not an easy call to make, as you mentioned. Off the end of the bat, driven into center field, hustling back and tagging in third. Coming on down is Walton. She will score. Mott steps up, drives in a run. And 3-0 is the score. The Batbusters out of Stockton, California.
A nice piece of hitting here. This pitch down in the zone. Doesn't even finish her swing completely, just barrels up and drives it into center field. Again, the gun of Rossi makes a smart decision to go to third.
Batbusters Gomes organization leading it 3-0 out of Stockton, California. Runner at second. 1-0 the count offering. Popped it up. This should be an easy chance for Ramos and left. She puts it away, but another run, and it's getting a little bit later in this one, especially when you're leaning on that right arm of Janessa Jasso, who has been so strong. 3-0. Salinas Storm looking to go to work again this Central California battle. Stockton, California, the Batbusters. The Batbusters Gomes program, very proud of their Central and Northern California strength, and obviously the Storm. Look, when you think about the Storm, Amanda, this is why we credit Jasso. There is danger in this lineup for that Storm lineup. We're about to see some of it right here with Sarah Starks leading it off.
Yeah, absolutely. She was able to get through that first time through the lineup and second time with the top part, but you just got to think to yourself, it's a matter of time before the Salinas Storm starts to get some cues off of Jasso and make some things happen, because they do have a lot of power in their lineup.
Such a great event, and again, you win here, you win Platinum, you're coming back at the highest level in the 18U Premier. No qualifiers have to be earned. Obviously, you may choose to play in qualifiers, but if you want the reps, the games, the challenges, but you win here, you're coming back at the highest level next year. That's a great motivator.
Oh my gosh, it's a huge motivator not to have to stress out about following and chasing that qualifier and a berth, and just knowing that all you have to do is prepare. You know what it takes, you just have to prepare.
What's going on, guys?
Hello there. Let's go down inside the Batbusters dugout. What's going on with you down there? This is a good start for your squad.
This is a crazy game, guys and gals. It's crazy.
Well, tell us a little bit about Coach Clark. He had to go to work today.
Yeah, I'll tell you. We're playing with some heart and some heavy heart, and this guy's always wanted this. He works so hard. He coaches so hard, and kind of on his bucket list to get to this game. And him can't be here is killing him. He loves these girls. I just can't say any more about him. Love the guy. My daughter played for him, and now I'm helping him out. I just wish he could be here.
Coach Derek
So
Ross.
we're trying to bring it home for him.
Coach Derek, how's things going down there with regard to the focus, the energy, and managing everything?
Love the focus, love the energy, love the execution for sure.
Well,
For sure, they're playing with some good spirit.
I asked the same question in the other dugout.
There you are.
And I love
You're
I
kind
love
of in
getting,
and out right now. There we go.
I love getting your perspective. We won't hold you for only one more moment because you guys represent, more Central and Northern California. So please introduce us to what your program stands for now that you have the floor.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm just trying to coach the way Todd want me to coach with a lot of enthusiasm and being positive. But, hey, for two NorCal teams to be here in the PGF final, it's awesome, and it's awesome for our program. I mean, we're really excited. Really excited for these girls because this doesn't happen. This might happen once in their life. It might never, ever happen again.
We love your energy.
Yeah, I'm pumped up. I'm an old football coach, really, so I'm just trying to channel that for sure.
Coach, have fun down there. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks, you guys.
He just kind of hopped on and joined us. That was an unofficial joining. Could you hear him? Hey, it's almost like he was taking a phone call, Amanda. Hey, you guys going? What's going on up there? That's great. That's outstanding. Coach Derek Ross, Coach Dave Waltman down there. Jet Roberts is part of that coaching staff. Jet Roberts, Mayhe, all supporting Todd Clark, the head coach, who had to go to work today.
Yeah, and this is the first thing that they talked about as soon as I got down there. He has it going, we just need you to know that our head coach isn't here. He was crushed that he couldn't be here. He's been coaching for 20 years, and that staff right there just loves him and hoping to bring it home for him. And we're hoping he's watching and he's proud of what his team has done so far. But like you said, so many of these coaches just spend hours and hours of service towards these girls and helping them fulfill their dreams and making them tremendous young women on the field and off the field. And for him not to be able to be here, it crushes him, but no doubt proud of what they're doing.
Change up doesn't offer. You saw Coach Jet there in the shot a moment ago. Jet Roberts Mayhe, her daughter, working out on the diamond, working on the field. So this is just one of those fun situations. Her daughter's the first baseman. We're not supposed to have favorite players. We're supposed to be neutral, but we're human. One of my early favorites has the bat in her hands right now. There's just an aggression to her game. There's danger in it. She's played right field with reckless abandon, and you always have a couple on each team that stand out. And for Gulas out of Notre Dame High School. Gets hit again. She's got that protection on the elbow, and there's that screwball betraying her. 1, 2, 3, 4 right-handed hitters all hit. That screwball up and in.
Yeah, see, as a pitcher, she's not my favorite. Because she's way up on that plate. She has that elbow guard there for a reason. That's the second time she's been hit there. And you could see her put that arm over the plate. If I'm the umpire, sees that arm's out of the box, and I would have her come back.
Belted left field with something on it, and it's gone! Lexi Kaiser, touch 'em all! Welcome to a brand new ball game, folks.
All right, just like that hit by pitch means everything in this game, because then Kaiser unloads over the left field fence. This ball leaves in a hurry. Wasn't even sure it was going to leave the ballpark because of how low it was hit and how hard. I thought it was going to hit the fence for sure, but clears it, and that's a 2-run home run.
Lexi Kaiser out of Santa Teresa High School.
Look at the torque on this swing, that lower half of the body going first. That barrel comes through quick and aggressively after. Not many hitters can pull that off. I think consistently, effectively like she does, but she's got a lot of power in that swing.
It's one of the prettiest things I've ever seen. To lead with the hips as she did, and as you said so well, producer John Wall saying that in the truck when he showed us that video. I mean, that was really good stuff right there.
Yeah, well, you talk about the reaction time between where the pitcher releases the ball and where you have to make contact and how quickly you have to get there. A lot of times you don't have time to get through with the hips like she did.
You could just feel the danger in this offense, and we were talking about it earlier. It's a good team that won't run the bases like their foes. They'll attempt to, but this is a team that has now homered 6 times in this tournament, has hit over 300. And on the hands, pops it up, hugs the line, but it is a foul ball. Lexi Kaiser, Lexi long ball with a homer that time. Kaylee Bush. Hoping to collect some more good luck in those rally caps, turned upside down like a collection basket on their heads. Stay back, diving play at third. Alyssa Ramirez, do it again. She took a base hit away from Melissa Belness. Now she takes one away from Kylie Bush. They don't like her in white.
Yeah. You know, I kind of like this one a little bit better than the last one because it's a forehand play. She actually snags this behind her body. The ball was hit so hard. Just barely gets her glove on it. It's a beautiful effort.
Alyssa Ramirez, who is headed to Dominican University of California. Third baseman, a couple of great defensive plays. Wow. See if Belness takes another shot at her at third. And Rice ball tough to deal with. 1-2 the count. Wonderful day of championship softball all day long into the evening. The best at the 10U level, the 12U level. Right by her, right down the middle. But Lexi Kaiser had an opportunity. Torkulas jumped on in front of her. And Lexi, with that incredible explosive swing, makes it a very interesting contest. 3-2, home run Kaiser. Nothing prettier than this swing here.
Oh, so gorgeous. We talked about that torque out of the lower half, getting the hands through, and that ball left the field in a hurry. Barely made it over the left field fence, but that thing was gone. And that's the power that we were looking for out of this Salinas lineup.
3-2 is the score. The Batbusters out of Stockton, California. The Northern California version of this great legendary program, the Salinas Storm. With Emily Trask leading things off. Go get him, Coach Ross. He's heading out to third. Don't tackle anybody out there. I'm just an old football coach, he told us. You may be a football coach. You don't look old, though. As that one misses outside. 1-0 the count. Screwball to start off Emily Trask. 0 for 2, ground out and a strikeout. Premier Girls Fastpitch 18U Platinum Division World Championship. Week 1 coming to an end. Week 2 about to begin. His staff, Dan Hay, the CEO, and his tireless staff have done such a great job as the Storm starts to get some work in the bullpen. Kaylee Dawson is working in the pen, Avery Fitch as well. Dawson number 66 on that jersey.
Yeah, I just love how PGF is structured. Next week we'll see the 14Us and the 16Us, and that's really the heart of the recruiting era right now, but to see these 18s who are going to be going off to college, and they're followed by the 10Us, so you have the girls finishing their careers, and then the young ones just beginning their travel ball careers, and they have hopes and aspirations of getting to where these girls are on the field right now. I just love that these groups are combined in this week, and it's some good softball showing the beginning and the end.
All right, trying to jump right back out front. And this is where for King, folks, I'm about to make a very obvious statement. This is where King needs to come out and keep the offense moving by getting them back in the dugout. So not the start she wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. This game is so much about momentum, and we talk about that all the time. Like you said, it's obvious, but your team gets up, they start to generate some offense. The last thing you want to do is spend more time on defense. You want to get in there, get a quick 3 outs if possible, and get your team back in the dugout and back to work offensively.
Hey, we're having fun here, Kay.
And because of that, there may be a change. That momentum, they're not seeing what they want, so now Kaylee Dawson gets the opportunity. And she will go to work, Kaylee Dawson, for King. Dawson out of Madera High School, headed to Cal State East Bay. And, of course, she wants to know what the signs are, so she just grabs that armband, correct?
Absolutely. Everybody needs to be on the same page. And sometimes you'll even see entire teams change their wristbands depending on if a pitcher has a specific set of pitches different from the other. So sometimes it can be a whole ordeal out there. But
Madera High School. Bobby and Susan, mom and dad. Both parents high school athletes, football, swimming, volleyball for mom. And she says when we asked her about who she is as a pitcher, I'll miss bats if I can, certainly, but my specialty is movement. I like to move and spin the softball.
I think that's a good mindset to have also. And she throws in the low 60s, so that is some good speed, and she's not afraid to go inside on the hitters. I think that's really important in this game. Set them up inside, and then you can move it away out and off speed if you want.
Hey, everybody, listen.
But she also has good command of her pitches, which at this level, it's kind of what you expect in a championship game. 18U headed off to college next year. You want to have good command of your stuff, and Dawson has that.
All right, Kay, having fun right now, Kay. Let's make it clean.
Alyssa Ramirez walked, scored a run back in the first inning. Line to right field in the third inning. Had a base hit taken away from her by Torculas. Had a great approach, trying to swipe it back, unable to do so. Katie Bush, thank you very much. Beautiful throw from behind home plate.
And when the Batbusters get on base, you have to assume they're going to run. They've been doing it all game long. This throw right on the money.
All right, ladies, 1 out. Hey, yo, Liz, stay hot, Liz, stay hot.
3-0 the count. Ramirez has been here a couple of times. Played on a squad at the 12U age level that finished in 8th place. Mom is Debbie. Dad is Sean. Got a younger brother Tyler and older brother Nick to the right side. Off the end of the bat, nothing doing there. Well, she graduated with pride. Speaking of Ramirez, from Livermore High School, cum laude, honor roll, principals list, all 4 years. Top of the 5th inning. Well, they'd love to add on. That may help. Salinas, who has been such a strong third baseman, finds a way on. Now it's Missy Noon's opportunity. One to 0 the count to Noons. We told you her sister Amanda plays soccer at Fresno State. She said, I thought I knew a little bit about athletics and toughness until my sister tore her ACL and the work and the rehab. She said, I never wanted it to happen. Boy, was it inspirational to see her come all the way back.
Yeah, that's really got to test your mental capacity as an elite athlete. When you get an injury like that, to just endure the therapy to be able to come back at that top level.
That's the key. You're exactly right. I mean, you come back functional in life, playing Division I soccer, or even if it were to happen on the softball diamond. She's going to Oregon State. She hopes to never deal with those injuries. When you come back at that level, the rehab, the focus. By the way, the academics, you can't stop being a student.
Yeah.
Maybe want to have a life, too.
A little one.
2-1 to count. A good change-up on a 2-1 hitter's count. Almost swung as it left her hand.
Yeah, just bringing the ball down into the zone, taking some speed off of it. And you're right, just a little bit out front.
Similar spot, 3-2 the count. Great job! 3-2 the score, full count. On over there. Right back to the screen.
You need a better effort on that fly ball over there.
Well, Rick traveled in from Wisconsin. We brought him in to shoot this game. Best of the best. We know it's the best of the best on the diamond. Best of the best behind the camera, but certainly behind the camera. There's a lot of screamers hit at County Stadium. He's had to play. Then at Miller Park. That one is high. That's ball 4. Ziara Diaz. She sets the scene, trying to keep it right here. 3-2 the score. Youngsters ready to go and win a national championship next. The 10U teams warming up out in the outer fields here at this beautiful complex. Pinching in on the corners tight. Infield way in. Looking for that. Gets by her with that good speed. Anticipating Kaiser, who homered earlier. Makes the play, sacrifice bunt. You move the runners up, but you get a big second out.
Yeah, now that stolen base out by leadoff runner Trask at second base makes a huge difference now. But that bunt goes down, well placed. Does the job of moving the runners over. You can see she gets that bat out front of her body. Sacrifices her at bat to move her teammates up 60 feet.
We've seen Megan Johnson and her speed before. She pinch runs again. So, Alyssa Waltman, she singled and scored in the 4th inning, grounded out to second in the 1st inning. Also played PGF, Oregon qualifier. Line drive off the glove. There is a play, and it's made! Dominate short, comes from behind and bails out Kaylee Dawson. That is the fourth spectacular defensive play we have seen, Amanda.
Oh my, look at this, off the glove, laser shot up the middle. Gomes comes through on the run, strike to first for the third out.
And that's the momentum you're looking for a team who is finding their offense. Stay tuned. One more look at this great defensive effort that is initially knocked down by Kaylee Dawson.
Well, a laser shot up the middle, gloves it in the circle. Dawson does, knocks it down, but Gomes, good instincts to come through on the run. Nice release, and look at how close that play was over at first base. That saves a run and keeps this game within one.
So we juggled things around, by the way. Some moves being made by the Batbusters. Moving from first into the circle is Cheyenne Mahey. We told you she is not just a pitcher only, but a key pitcher on this staff, getting an opportunity to play. From behind home plate, Melissa Nunes, who is right there with her, number 22 in that black jersey, she moves to first base. So Nunes moves over there to play first. So you need another player, and that's Brielle Stevens. She comes off the bench, and Brielle Stevens goes to work behind home plate. So in a 3-2 game, some final changes they hope being made, but they've got 9 big outs to get before they are title holders. So that sets the scene for the Batbusters. And Jaso, that spells the end of the day for her. It's really fun to watch her pitch. She leaves with her team leading 3-2. And Alyssa Ito will lead things off. Stevens behind home plate. I think we have all the changes gathered together. That was one of the keys, just waiting for that a moment ago. And Mahey goes to work in the circle. Back to the screen it goes.
So Mahey will have a little bit of a different look than Jasso did in the circle. She'll have a drop curve, knuckleball, a changeup. She will go screw and rise as well, but she'll work both planes, and a very good defensive pitcher as well.
And the change, obviously, with the bat in her hand. This is Chloe Cortez. While all of those changes were going on, Cortez grabbed the bat as well to hit for the Storm. A lot of movement, dives at the plate. Cortez right over the top of it. Rolled to the right side, off the glove of the first baseman, fair ball. And so right away, Nunes presented with the challenge as she moved from behind home plate. Melissa, that one handcuffed her. Looked like she got her right off the heel of the glove.
Yeah, turned on it from the left side, so sometimes it's a little bit difficult to see, and it's very close to being right on that line, if not just a little bit foul. That ball goes down the line.
You go, hard kid! Hey, Shay, number 1.
Interesting, the change that already occurred is announced. 2 for 23. Well, that was a hitter that's already been in there and done her job. I guess they just wanted to make sure they pointed it out to the other dugout. That spins the lineup either way to the top, where Brittany Rossi now has her chance. 0 for 2. Mom is Julie Rossi, dad is Phil. Brothers Ethan and Gavin. And Brittany takes high, up above the letters. Lifted, right side, pretty well struck. Into the gap, and a nice job closing that gap, because Trask was playing into the opposite field. She had to go a lot further than I think any of us thought she would, because Rossi more of a slap hitter that way.
Yeah, and if I wasn't afraid of Trask getting that ball like she did and getting it in as quickly, I would think about tagging up at first base. That was a long far run for those outfielders. Nice job of tracking that, though.
In the circle, committed to pitch at Texas Women's University. Mayhe moves from first to work in the circle. And after Rossi flies out, Noella Ramos. Noe, her teammates call her. That one in that same gap in right center field toward the wall, and it's overhead up against the wall. Tumbling after going near that wall, has the runners on the move. All the way to third, a triple, we're tied.
Goes upstairs to get this nice swing. She's been aggressive all game, but she manages to get all of this ball over the head of Trask in center field, who just about gets there, but instead hits the wall. That ball falls to the ground. Runner scores all the way from first base. Ramos up at third. And we got ourselves a tie ball game.
Well, they're going to go look at Trask because as that ball went against the wall, she was up once and then down again, and that's why they wanted to go out and make sure she's all right. Worth taking a look. But Noe, as you said, went up and tomahawked that pitch up in the zone. That's a tough pitch to pull and get something on it. But if you put, I guess, a level swing on it, you'll get rewarded.
Oh, yeah. That's why it's tough to lay off of that. When you do connect, you get big rewards. But that was just a beautiful swing. Clutch performance at the plate and a great effort out there in center field. You got to remember, there's no warning track out there, and there's a lot of ground for these outfielders to cover. They've got a lot of speed. But she was going for that ball all the way.
3-3 score, 18U Platinum World Championship. Battle of Northern California. Gomes tries to lay one down on 2-0. Maybe the element of surprise. She was hit by a pitch. She also popped up to the first baseman. First team All-League competitor last year. The league's player of the year her junior year. She'll have a challenge on her hands in the fall in the classroom at UC Davis. Really good school. We saw the wristband on Gomes a moment ago, but we also saw the pink and blue wristband at the bottom of it. And honoring the great dedication for PGF to the John Wayne Cancer Institute. Popped up. Left field. Charging, making the play. They'll tag. They'll try it. The throw. Not in time. They lead. The Storm on top.
Well, it didn't look like this ball was going to be deep enough, but it turns out when you got an aggressive base runner like Ramos at third base, she's tagging all the way and slides in safely for the go-ahead run. It's a really nice station-to-station hitting, great tag up, good instincts on the bases to know her speed and the outfielder's arm.
Meantime, Sarah Starks aggressively goes back to work, hits it on the ground to short where Swan makes the play. On across to Melissa Nunes. A quiet end to a very loud inning, an inning in which there was a clutch triple by Noe Ramos. Gomes came up with a big time follow-up on the sac fly. Looky who leads the Salinas Storm. Olympian, All-American, UCLA, 97 career wins at the college level. An outstanding high school and travel ball player, to say the least, Amanda Freed. My name is Darren Sutton. Glad to have you with us. And interesting work now to be done for a team that kind of had a happy-go-lucky, careless approach on the base pads early on. Now they're playing from behind. That's a team out of Stockton, California, the Batbusters.
Jumped ahead early in the top of the first inning, which good thing they did because those 2 runs mean a lot in the overall look at this ball game right now. Find themselves down by 1.
Keep working hard. Tight D, ladies. 3 right now.
They've been putting some good barrel on the ball, so you can't expect that they're just going to quit now.
1-0 the count to Aaliyah Swan.
All right, ladies, we've got the girls.
Swan, who is enjoying her first Premier Girls Fast Pitch experience. Singled in the 4th inning. That's how you get things going. Squared that one up, dropped the shoulder underneath it though, so it's a lazy fly ball to short. And Gomes puts the first one away in a situation where now you're literally counting outs. 5 to go when you grab that lead. Mayhe has moved into the circle. A graduate of Atwater High School, and she has a bat in her hand. She moved from first to that pitcher's position. She's 0 for 2. Jet in that dugout, his mom, Jason, his dad. She's got a younger brother, Luke. As the right-handed hitter takes low and away, 1-0 the count. We've talked about diversity in sport. Water polo, Mayhe, an outstanding water polo player. MVP of her team on a couple of occasions. High fly ball, well struck center field toward the wall, over the shoulder. What a play by Rossi. Bangs into the fence and holds on. Can't even start to explain the defense we've seen in this game.
I'm in awe and not really shocked because I know the level of ball out here, but look at the distance that Rossi has to run all the way back, no warning track. She just knows how far she can go, and good effort, nice reach at the end, brings it back in. Look at the speed of this play. I mean, how many of those plays have we seen this game?
A ton, to where hitters, I'm sure, aren't enjoying it very much.
No.
Yeah, you bet. Amanda, that's who loves it most, right? That's a great shot. Wow. Peyton Mott, beautiful pitch over the outside corner, 1-1 the count, 4 outs to go. Paige Houck looks like turned the page a little bit to Paige, and so Paige gets the opportunity to hit here. He pops it up to the left side. If it's up in the air and if it's in the outfield, you bet it's going to be hauled in. Houck out of Sonora High School, got her a chance, put a good pass at the baseball. But for now, her team still trails it by a score of 4-3. The key play in this inning, though, that first step for Brittany Rossi. Got it. These Batbusters looking to throw a couple of quick outs up on the board. They have seen some really good defensive plays by Alyssa Ramirez at third. The coaching staff has been so much fun to watch work for that squad over there. That's Derek Ross, Dave Waltman also in there, Jet Roberts, Mayhe. Jumped out by a quick 2-0 lead. Melissa Nunes earlier moved out from behind home plate at first. Rail Stevens behind the plate. And in the circle, Cheyenne Mayhe. Alexia Torkulis. Mike and Marianne, dad and mom. Talked about the aggression with which she plays. Well, when you're the baby of 4 and you want to make sure that you get what is yours in the home, you may be a little aggressive. She's the youngest of 4 sisters, brothers. It's going to be a tough play. High bouncer, right side, another good defensive play. Kind of understated, though, by Waltman. He can't miss a beat, and she didn't.
Yeah, that's some high hop on that ball.
Lexi Kaiser. We'll be talking for a while about her swing. She'll be talking about it for years. A 2-run home run. And the pictures we had, our great production team of the approach, look like a professional hitting video, leading with the hips, creating motion, torquing those hips. The hands did not lead early, hit the ball out front, and it was a crushed homer. And a key moment in this game. This time to the right side. Second out of the inning. Many of you may remember Monica Abbott. If you love this sport, Salinas native. Their hometown of Salinas. Madison Greco grabs a bat. She'll take this pinch hitting opportunity. San Benito High School. Change up, flutters high. Maddie takes high, 2-0 to count. Just her second at bat of this tournament. One of my favorite parts of this sport is the energy combined with the focus. You saw the energy in that dugout. One of the largest voices and one of the biggest cheers coming from Kaylee Dawson, who's, oh, by the way, going to go back out in the circle. Not everyone can do that.
Nope.
Roller, third base side. She'll go back out to that circle and go to work right now. Should Miss Dawson put 3 quick outs on the board, her team will be national champions. The Batbusters have something to say. To the 7th we go.
Way to make contact, Maddie!
Darren Sutton, Amanda Freed, 3 big outs to get. Certainly this has been such a wonderful event, capping it with this 18U Platinum World Championship game. And I think, Amanda, what's most exciting is the defense. These players are ready to play. That speaks to focus and fearlessness. Just fearless.
I think we would have so many more runs on the board if it wasn't for these defensive plays. Ramirez with a couple of beauties over that third base, and then a nice dive out there in right field by Torculas for the Storm. And then another great play knocked down by Dawson, and then Gromene recovers with a nice run-through throw over to first base. And then most recently out there in center field, Brittany Rossi running it down, catching it at the fence. I mean, the defense is just shutting down the offensive momentum on both sides, and this is a 4-3 ball game in favor of the Storm, but we really cannot overlook the defense.
Right back to work. There's your tying run going up the ladder. Base hit center field. Megan Massa out of Fairfield, California's Rodriguez High School. Megan is on. She walked in the first. She's now on for the second time. But in the 18s 2 years ago as a 14-year-old. She got called up by Dennis Gomes' Great Bet team. We remember that team. She's been here before as an 18U 2 years ago. And she's playing up again. A 16U. She's had a big impact. Megan's on.
That is tremendous focus here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The top of the 7th inning, I should say. Down to the last 3 outs. Get yourself on first base. The Batbusters now playing for that 1 run. They want to just at least tie this ball game. A couple of runs would be ideal, but the sacrifice is on, just trying to get Massa around the bases to score, as this is their last opportunity.
Emily Trask walked. She is grounded out. She is struck out. Massa at first is a verbal commit to Concordia and Irvine, a smaller school not too far from here, but an outstanding school nonetheless. She's excited about it. Screwball nips the outside corner. Nothing in 2. A little stomp in the confidence there for Dawson. Pinched in tight. A big second strike in all likelihood just takes the concept of that bunt away. You can take a step back on the corners.
Absolutely.
Just in case, Belmas and Kaiser third and first still. A step or 2 up. Middle of the infield tight. Chops it. One hop. Fires. Not in time. Nothing Belmas could do. It's a great job by Trask.
Wow, this is just perfectly placed. Look at her concentration down on that ball and then legs it out a step ahead of the throw. And her focus right there is just to put the ball in the dirt to move Massa over to second base, but turns out she gets herself on with a hit.
Alyssa Ramirez has walked a couple of times. She has played a beautiful third base as well. Right here 5 years ago at the 12U level. That's bunted foul, did Ramirez. Team finished in 8th place.
Great job, ladies! Great job! Score! Keep it on!
Go ahead runners on. Boy, 2 quick strikes on bunt attempts. What's the next choice here if you're in that dugout, if you're coaching, with regard to the 2 strikes, trying to get those runners over? Do you send it in again?
The bunt?
Yes.
No. Well, no, I wouldn't send it in. Not with a hitter like this. She's probably not used to bunting very often, but you still got a sacrifice bunt situation on, or sacrifice situation, so some situational hitting needs to happen.
To the right side, well struck. And with a step or 2 forward, unable to tag at second base, Massa, I think that's the key. Massa, not as much the runner at first, but Megan Massa has to stay put.
Yeah, definitely. As soon as you see that off the barrel, you got to know it's behind you. The outfield is fairly deep, so you got to get back. It's just a slight hesitation. If she'd gone back, touched, and go, could have gotten over to third base.
And instead, she is still put. Big first out. Missy Nunes now takes up and away. 1-0 the count. To the catcher, who has moved out to play first base. Big sac fly, RBI in the first. Singled in the third. Walked in the 5th. Nunes has had a perfect day. And her single was, dare I say, the real deal in the third. Into the dirt. Aggressive secondary. But Massa doesn't go. She thought long and hard that time. This is one of the hitters that you want. Going to go play in the Pac-12 at Oregon State. Two and one to count. Tying run at second. Go ahead run at first. Two and two the count. Something tells me she outthought herself a little bit there. She'd love another shot at that pitch.
Yeah, she's up on the plate, so she can absolutely cover that outside corner.
Three and two. The ball game in a single pitch right here. Kaylee Dawson from out of the circle fires. The bases are loaded. At a three-runner situation. Massa reached, Trask singled, and Nunes walked. And a change is made. Dawson comes out. And for the Storm, Avery Fitch comes on. Fitch gets the call out of Chowchilla High School.
And she doesn't have a ton of speed, but she does rely a lot on movement. So, you know, she's coming into a very tough situation right now, but it could be a good change of pace to throw up against the Batbusters. Just trust the spin, trust the movement of your pitch, and try and roll up a ground ball or a little fly ball to the infield. But Fitch up against a tall order here with the bases loaded.
Once she's right, she'll tell us, and she told us this yesterday, when I'm right, it's on the ground. I mean, I do my work, not missing a lot of bats, but it's ground balls, and you may be rolling the dice a little bit here, thinking you get a firm one hopper somewhere, and you get that lead runner at the plate. In this tournament, she hasn't missed a ton of bats. You saw the numbers there, 23 hits allowed in 14 innings. But her timing has been right. She's, with regard to opportunities, her team has won when she has pitched. And so she gets an opportunity to lock this down. There couldn't be a more challenging situation than this. First, we look at the defense, and they are very tight on the corners. They're even with the bag in the middle. Curtis Heen is set. He walks past our shot, the head coach of the Storm. Ziara Diaz. Good bat handler, really solid speed on the ground. One, pump to double, we're tied. That contact was made, it was on the ground, but you could not double up Diaz, and we are tied at 4.
That was some good first pitch swinging. Also, you have a new pitcher in there, and you got to get your timing down, but that's how you do your homework. And you do it while she's taking her warm-up pitches and just gets enough of this. Even though she's around it, it turns out to work perfectly well. And I agree with the play, though. Your only option is to get an out, an important out. The ball game is tied now. But now you've got 2 outs.
Hot shot, foul ball. And now you're looking to grab the lead. Waltman singled and scored in the 4th inning. "4-4, Batbusters have come back. Popped up right side. Orgulas puts it away, has it popped nearly out of the glove. She's smiling about it now. She knows it. Well, her team getting ready to go back to work offensively. Belness will lead things off. We'll see if there's offense. 4-4. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Amanda Freed and Darren Sutton. And there's been energy in that dugout since their offense woke up in the 4th inning, the Salinas Storm. Mr. Belness will lead things off, and you can bet there'll be some coaching going on, too, with regard to maybe opening up some spots from that bench. Looks like right away we see a pitch hitter.
Let's rock 'em up, kids! Having fun!
Juliana Capal. Capal out of Sutter Union High School. We thought there'd be some creative coaching, and Capal takes a changeup that drops in there for strike one. No college commitment yet for Capal. Plays just about everywhere as a utility player, but she just wants to reach. Two beautiful pitches.
I don't know if you took a look at that first pitch that she threw. It was a knuckleball. I didn't see any spin from up here, from this far away. It's a beautiful pitch. And follows it up with that drop curve outside.
Big swing, high fly into the corner, running out of room. A knuckleball. When you ask Mahey about her pitches, he says, and I quote, "Pretty good movement on all pitches. My best pitches, though, my changeup, drop curve, screwball, and my knuckleball." Those are her words. Outside corner, strike three.
That's just a good mix of pitches. Knuckleball drop curve comes in to get her fouling down the left field line, and then right back to that down and outside corner.
1-0 the count. That one misses just off the plate. Alyssa Ito popped up to the third baseman back in the second inning. Scottish dad, Cindy is mom. Floats that one in there for a called strike. Outstanding student out of San Benito High School, 4.2 GPA. Top 10 in her class. Pulls that one, third base side. The place where base hits go to die over there by Alyssa Ramirez. The 1-2. Middle of the diamond. Ranging. It's bobbled. And the winning run is on. Swan took a couple of steps, kind of let it play her.
When that ball hugs the ground, as long as that one did, you imagine at some point it's going to come up. And it does, right between her legs, stays down, and then a little bit of a hop there at the end, but just hits the heel of the glove.
Brittany Rossi, all of us loved the play she made in center field a couple of innings ago, banging against that wall. All-out athlete. With a big opportunity. And we've seen all week a fearlessness in her game. University of Hawaii at Manoa is where she will play college softball. Has me kind of jealous.
I agree.
Bouncing ball right side, high hop. Into the bag for an out. So runner moves to second. Winning run. And Noe Ramos. Ramos, remember, triple. Pitch up in the zone, hit it into right center field, and ran for days. Trask took a bit of a tumble, and Ramos took advantage. 1-1 the count.
Now, Ramos is seeing that ball really well right now, so I'm not one to want to pitch around a hitter, but I do keep in mind first base is open. I don't want to give her anything too good. She has been seeing the ball very well this game.
Two and one to count. Back to the screen. Oh, baby, she'd love another shot at that one. That has proven to be the zone she's comfortable. She showed us that earlier. How good did this look?
I know, that's risky going back up there. Look at this swing. She just misses that. You got to put that ball higher, up closer to her helmet level. Maybe even higher than that.
Yeah, that's what she tried. That's what she tried.
Okay, bringing the barrel up, getting up a little bit higher. Now you got to think going down, maybe a little off speed.
She's proven to be a strong pull hitter should she go down and away. But slapping it the other way be in her arsenal if she protects. That would win the game. Stay back. Driven right center field. Up against the wall. Salinas wins it. The Salinas Storm are the PGF 2017 Platinum National Champions.
Wow, and you talk about just an overall gutsy performance by the Storm. They were down early in the ball game, gave up 2 runs in that first inning, but then battled back, stayed in the game, started to inch their way back, made a comeback, and then Ramos at the plate for the second time today goes deep into the ballpark for an RBI. This one wins the game.
What a special hitter. What an amazing moment, one she will never forget. The hardware down below. They've got that hardware in their hands, that national championship trophy. And how about that moment? Oh, is that a thing of beauty? Taking that home back to Salinas with pride. Curtis Heen and staff, congratulations for their efforts and what they were able to do. Both these teams fun to watch. It's interesting when we say that this is the quote-unquote second tier of softball below the Premier Division. Almost makes you giggle when you watch them play.
Well, you could have put either of these teams up in that Premier Division and they could have competed and possibly ended up today in the Premier Division. So next year, Salinas Storm will have the opportunity to compete in the Premier Division. And I have a feeling this Gomes team, this Gomes-Clark team, they have the talent to be able to get there next year as well. But it was a phenomenal first game of the day. Both teams left it all out there on the field, and you just got to be proud about your performance.
And coming up next right here on Flow Softball, the 10U National Championship, the Fury Squad and the Birmingham Bolts, and it's a joy to watch these talented young players play. But first up, the 18U Platinum Division National Champion, Premier Girls Fastpitch. It goes to the great softballers out of Salinas, California. Defense like we've never seen in one of these games. Moments we'll never forget. And the interesting thing about it, we just finished our morning coffee. What a day it's going to be all day long at the ballpark. What a day it has been. Congratulations to both the Batbusters, that team out of Stockton, California, and the Storm out of Salinas. They made Northern California proud. John Walsh is our producer. Amanda Freed, great color analyst. My name is Darren Sutton. We'll see you soon at the ballpark.